What's up, guys? Mid-Atlantic weather here, and today we'll be talking about the tropics and how the tropics are heating up. We'll be looking at all four possibilities for development, and we'll also be looking for threat of severe weather today. Let's get into it. We're going to look at the 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook from the National Weather Service. You see that there is a threat going into the Gulf of Mexico that only has a 30% chance of formation in the next 7 days, and you see this a spot moving into the Caribbean that has a 30% chance of formation in the next 7 days. And this is where you start to get a higher up chance. You see 40% chance in the next 2 days and the next 7 days for that wave, and then you have this wave which has a 70% chance formation in the next 7 days and a 60% chance of formation in the next 2 days or the next 48 hours. Now let's look at the model guidance. Taking a look at the GFS model, you see all three waves right here. The three lows in the bottom of your screen, they're all at 110 except the one to the right, which is at 109 millibars of pressure. So you move this across, and the GFS is not aggressive. You see it takes that one in the bottom, in the middle of your screen, into the Antilles Islands, and then it kind of moves up north. It kind of dissipates and just turns into some thunderstorms and showers. And the wave north of that gets caught in the jet stream, and then it can't develop into anything. So the GFS is definitely not the most aggressive model, but usually it is the most aggressive model, so which is a little weird. Um, the European model is a little bit more aggressive with this, but we have to keep watching every model until one of them leans toward the other, and eventually they fall into agreement. So now let's look at the European model. Taking a look at the European model, you see all three lows down there. One's at 1009, one's at 1008, one's at 1008. And this is a 000, and that's why it's not the same as the GFS. Anyway, you see they move along, and the one up north kind of dissipates. You see the one in the south that gets into the Caribbean and starts to form a little bit. Then it comes across islands, it kind of dissipates a little bit, and it gets into the Atlantic, and it literally just sits there and just rapidly intensifies. And then it starts heading toward the United States, but it's moving very slowly. So if this scenario was to play out, it would be, if it was moving this slow and it made landfall. Those are usually the type of storms where we get a ton of storm surge because the storms are moving so slow. There's a ton of rainfall that falls, but as you see, the GFS model does not agree with this, and neither does the Canadian model. So all three models are showing different things right now. So we have to keep watching them and checking each update to see if one leans towards the other one, and if they eventually fall into agreement, and then we can really pinpoint where the storm is going to be and how much it will develop. Now let's look at the Canadian model. So taking a look at the Canadian model, you see all three lows on the bottom of your screen. Actually, you see four. There's one in the Caribbean. So they move along, and they're pretty much formed already after about 72 hours. And then you see another wave comes off, and that forms right away. And then you have three almost hurricanes all in the Atlantic at one time. This is 234 hours out. So obviously we have to. It's very, very, very far out. Take this with a grain of salt. Um, and you see this is now what the GFS model looks like, or the European model. Neither model agrees. So after we in the coming days, heading into this weekend, um, hopefully we can try to pinpoint or at least get closer to where the storm will actually be and how much it will develop and who it could possibly impact. The last thing I want to look at is the HRRR model for the United States, and you see this is right now 9 a.m. Eastern time, and there's really nothing here on the radar currently. Maybe some stuff up in Maine, but you move this through. This is throughout the day. It goes 18 hours out. This is 10 hours from now. You see, nothing really happens. It's gonna be a pretty quiet day for severe weather. you could get some thunder or not even thunderstorms, just some rain showers in the southwest, and maybe in California. But other than that, it's gonna be a very quiet day in the United States, and it's gonna be one of the quieter days in the summer. But even though it's a quiet day, we still keep watching the tropics because the tropics are heating up, and we're almost peak into. I think we it's mid August is peak hurricane season, so we're currently in peak hurricane season, and so that's why it's obviously heating up, but it's really active right now. So we're gonna have to keep watching the tropics. Other than that, if you like this video, please hit the like button. Enjoy my channel, please subscribe. See you guys next time.